This is Get to Know the Royals. And for this week's episode, we have the Director of Athletics at Queen's University of Charlotte, Cherie Swarthout. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Yeah, thank you, Mike. I appreciate it.
Well, you've been in this role for nearly 5 years, and you arrived at Queen's back in 2006, and so much athletic and academic success for the athletic department since you've been here. But you were a collegiate athlete. You played basketball at Michigan State and a 10-year assistant coach at Illinois State. Did you ever have head coaching aspirations in women's basketball before you decided to go the administrative route?
Yeah, that's a good question. I actually didn't. I very much enjoyed my assistant coaching role at Illinois State, but part of my career change was that I knew I didn't want to be a head coach. I have a tremendous amount of respect for all the head coaches that I've worked for, but the ones that I work with now especially, really, really tough job, no question. But it takes a really special person to be a head coach, and I thought I would be better suited for perhaps a different avenue.
Gotcha. So where did you grow up, and how'd you transition from Illinois State heading all the way to Charlotte? How did that kind of manifest?
Yeah, so I grew up in a very small town called Climax, Michigan. It's a town of 600. I always say I graduated with a class of 42 and went to a school of 42,000. So Michigan State obviously was quite large, although only an hour from my home. And so I had a wonderful experience there. Couldn't have asked for anything better. I'd also been recruited out of high school to go to Illinois State. And when my career ended at Michigan State, went overseas for a year, but the head coach at Illinois State called me and asked me to be her assistant. And so opportunity that I couldn't pass up, opportunity to get a master's degree, and ended up staying 10 years. Then we transitioned to North Carolina. And I actually got out of college athletics for a couple of years and went into the insurance business of all things. But there's a lot of transfer of skills in what I did as a coach, as an insurance agent. And then opportunity at Queen's opened up about 15 years ago. And I was just really, really fortunate to be the person that they chose.
Yeah, well, everyone's happy to have you here. And you guys made the NCAA tournament at Michigan State, didn't you, for 1 year?
We did. It was my senior year. It was the first year that Michigan State went. And the most memorable part is that we were supposed to actually host that game. It was when they had the field of 48, and we were the top seed. And of all things, I think we were having a monster truck show at the Breslin Center. So we had to go on the road to Oklahoma and ended up losing in triple overtime at the buzzer that game. So it was a memorable end to my career for sure.
Well, COVID-19 ended all the sports in March, and it's been kind of a strange spot for everybody. It's kind of also a window for reflection and reflecting on all the success that we've had while you've been here. Do you have any favorite? This is a tough one because it's tough not to play favorites, but a favorite Queen memory, like a favorite game or like an upset or something like that?
Oh my goodness. You do realize that is a really loaded question, right?
It's such a loaded question.
And that's not fair. That's not fair. There's been so many awesome opportunities to see our student athletes compete at the highest level, and to see just the sheer joy that they have and the things that they've been able to accomplish, and then to watch our coaches, share in that, and it's just been a pretty powerful experience, I would say, my entire 15 years. But the last 5 have been really special, and just there's not one moment that stands out. I could probably do a top 20 list for you because there's been so many. We've been very blessed with the successes that we've had.
Absolutely. And so you've been in Charlotte now. I mean, I don't know if you probably haven't had any more free time than you would have had, but I was just going to ask if you have a favorite vacation spot.
Good question. You would think with all this, no games, no nights and weekends the last few months that you'd be able to take advantage of that. But of course, that's not the case in the COVID landscape. I'm a pretty simple person, so I do enjoy traveling. I do enjoy the mountains quite a bit and just being out in nature. So I would say anytime, growing up on a farm, I spent a lot of time outside, and I think that's what I gravitate to. Anytime I can be outside or in the mountains or just enjoying the open space.
Gotcha. Well, this has been Cherie Swarthout, Director of Athletics at Queen's University of Charlotte. Queen Sports coming back soon. Everything, we're all looking forward to it, and all the success that all these programs are having. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Yeah, thank you, Mike. We're ready to go.